Hello, everybody. Today, I want to share this growth engine game plan because I feel that this is a masterpiece of a content behavior resource, right? If you want to utilize your content for the sake of making money off of it, then you need to utilize this game plan right here, right? We're going to break down the different aspects of the game plan. We're going to start off with this part here, right? The filtering mechanism. So you know how there are content creators who they have like millions of views, they get millions of views consistently, and yet they talk about how they don't really make money off of their videos, right? Because when you think about like how much money you make off of an individual video, it's not going to be like a ton, right? Realistically, making money off of just like ad revenue is more so like a long-term investment. It's just like that's something that would take, it would only be realistic after you have like thousands of videos up or like highly bingeable videos with high like repeat viewership, right? And then over time, you'll start experiencing that that paying dividends over time, right? But in the short term, like over the course of a year, no individual video is likely to pay you over like $5,000. You know, like it's just like it's that for a year. You know, so it's just like it's not realistic. And for like $5,000, you like need like hundred thousands, if not like millions of views off of that one video, right? And that has to be like on YouTube. You have to like hope that like there's no like ad issues, because like YouTube ads can be fickle, where it's just like, oh, you said a word and our audio, and it wasn't a swear word, but our audio picked it up and it detected it as a swear word, so we're gonna flag you. And so it's just like stuff like that where it can be very fickle, right? And if you don't have a filtering mechanism, then all of those views will translate into very minimal profit, right? And so I really want to focus on right now is the filtering mechanism, because this right here is exactly what separates people on YouTube or whatever platform. This is what separates those who make money and those who don't. It's as simple as that, right? It's not the number of views. It's not it's not the number of subscribers. It's about the filtering mechanism, right? Because here's the thing: the reason why there will be like a creator who has like a ton of followers, right, but they're not making money, is because a solid percentage of their followers are people who don't want to give them money, right? It's not like a complicated like topic, right? And so the filter mechanism is like it'll attract people, specifically those who have the problem that your content, that your offer, right, that your offer this is designed to resolve, right? And just having a filtering mechanism in and of itself, that can be part of your offer. That's why you see here that they go into each other, right? This is why it's called the infinity funnel, right? By having a filter mechanism, one that attracts specifically those who are targeted by what your offer solves, right? Once you're able to do that, once you're able to create a value series, like a series that creates value, like something that does value, right? And you put that all into the filter mechanism, and then the filter mechanism itself like targets those who would actually like make use of that value. That's how you make profit. And the reason why people don't make profit, the reason why people aren't actually like able to like build off of the revenue that their views suggest that they would have, is that they lack that filter mechanism, right? Because like I had this issue too, where it was like I would get like something that would go viral, but then that virality had nowhere to go, right? That like none of that would lead into a way where people would want to like give me money off of that. It was just like they engage with it and then they move on, right? You don't want that. If you want to actually make money, you have to make a system that enables you to actually, retain an audience, build an audience, grow an audience, have that audience actually be interested in giving you money, right? Because it's not enough to just, a lot of people think that like, once I get big enough, like the money will come. No. A lot of people think that like, once I get big enough, I can just like ask my audience for money. No, that's just like just asking in and of itself. That's not reasonable. Like for one, like what are you offering them, Like that's what the exchange of money is. That's what an offer is. That's why it's started up, you know? So as you can see here, half of the system is the filter mechanism, right? The filter mechanism can just be like emails, like it's something that automates the system for you, so that you don't have to like do the hard work of actively like promoting whatever your product is. You want to have your product promote itself, right? Like this is why when like you have somebody like Mr. Beast, right? When Mr. Beast posts a video, he could post a video and that thing would just go viral on its own, right? He doesn't have to like do the work of like being like, all right, I'm gonna post my video at like 12 o'clock. Make sure you guys are there. He doesn't have to, because his filtering system is already there for him. Because like once the filtering system is the reason why it's called an infinity funnel is that like once it gets going, it feeds itself, right? Because like the momentum will feed itself. It snowballs and it keeps snowballing, right? It keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That's what an infinity funnel does, and that's what a good filter system does, right? So an example of the filter system that I've created for myself is this Discord, right? I created the Toronto Creators Association Discord, right? This is a home base where, for one, if you look here, right, these will be like where I'll host my value series, right? You see here that this is like the value series. People would know, like people who, okay, let's say I get people to join the Toronto Creators Association, which, by the way, come join the Toronto Creators Association. It's fantastic. There's no people here yet because I haven't invited them yet. Because I want to make my first video that would actually be helpful for people, so that they would have a resource to utilize right away, right? And so your offer, right? Part of your offer is that you have a filtering mechanism, right? Part of the offer is that your content is designed in a way that easily, right? Because as we'll see here in the offer section, it easily enables the access of value, right? That's the key thing for a filtering mechanism to do, right? And so your offer inherently contains ease of use by having a filtering mechanism, and that ease of use feeds into the quality of the offer, right? Because as you can see here, the offer is the other big part of the equation. That's why the offer has like its own big part down here, and so like, and the quality of your offer, right? We'll have like a video dedicated to the offer and offer engineering later on, but we'll just keep it brief for now. But in short, the quality of your offer is proportional to how much money you're making, right? And what you add to the offer is, and like how much value is contained within the offer itself, right? And value, this value can be like ease of use, lack of confusion, lack of doubt, right? Trust, like it's done for you, right? Like you want it to be easy, understandable, comprehensive. These are valuable, right? These are value series. By having more value, you are able to increase your signature offer, right? And this is why it's called the infinity funnel, because it all goes back and forth into one another, right? They feed each other by having a filter mechanism, right? Such as like this, like Discord, just where you can like some place that wherein everybody who's a part of that filtering system actively wants to consume your product, right? The people who are part of the Toronto Creators Association, they want to have, you know, their channels be supported. They want to figure out a way to support their own channel, how they can make money, how they can be independent, how they can be a successful creator, all that stuff, right? So I already know that these are the types of people who would be interested in like this kind of discussion in the first place, right? The only reason why you're hearing it now is because you're interested. This is like deep into the video, right? And this is kind of proof of purchase, right? So the filter mechanism is important. It's an important place to like host your value series, right? So like, let's say you have all these series here, all these like areas that provide value, right? you host them, you provide them through your filter mechanism, and then you know the people who are filtered through, right? So like, how do you say this? People who don't want to be part of the Toronto Creators Association wouldn't be in this Discord, right? Therefore, they wouldn't want to be. So inversely, the people who are here, I know that they do want to be a part of it. Because I know that they do want to be a part of it, I know that they already are interested in looking for the solutions that I'm actually providing based off of that, like based off of the filtering system, right? That's what this whole thing is talking about, right? And then once your filtering mechanism, like, and it feeds itself, like that's why, like it's very interesting, and this is the part that I really want to talk about. But I think we'll keep it like at this for right now, right? We'll get into like the other aspects of it in different videos, right? Because like it does makes more sense if you go at it, because like over here you see the filter mechanism again, the signature offer, the community, and how the community actually like feeds into the filter mechanism itself, and how all of this leads to like an infinite loop of growth, right? It's not infinite. The pay to bring peace, he referred to it as infinite just because it's like virtually infinite in the sense of how it can grow, but it caps out at like the human population of those who would be potentially interested. But like humanity is so huge that like it's seemingly infinite whenever you have like if you were to have like 8 billion people in your like there's, because that's what it means, right? Like there's like so much room for growth that it's seemingly infinite, right? It's not, but like it really can be, and how like it all feeds into itself. This does make a lot of sense. It really does make a lot of sense, right? And so this is why I want it to be like a foundational piece of the Toronto Creators Association, because like I feel like this is like so beautiful from like a content behavior standpoint. This is beautiful. Like this is gorgeous. Like the hook and pacing method, how to turn long form content into 7 short form pieces, right? Where it's like, oh, you can like repurpose your video. You can turn it into like a podcast. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. We'll talk about this too. Just because if you're already this deep in, you're like, oh, I'm kind of interested. So I don't have to make it shorter. And here's the benefit of having a filtering mechanism is that you don't have to alter your content per se, right? Like by having a filter mechanism, right? It filters out those who would be uninterested in the type of content that you create, right? And it keeps those that would be, right? And so, like, let's say, so like for me, for example, let's say I prefer making like really long videos that don't have as much editing, right? I prefer my own thing, right? Instead of trying to cater to like the algorithm of the platform that I'm on, I can do my own thing and then create the filtering mechanism that just attracts those that would be interested, right? So like the whole idea of the filter mechanism is to attract those who would be interested and to keep away, or at least like minimize like those who wouldn't, right? It's not gonna keep doing 100%, like that's not how it works. And like it's not a bad thing per se to have just like people who like want to watch but don't want to like pay. That's not a bad thing, right? It's just that like there is a difference between like having a paying audience and having an audience that doesn't pay, right? But I think it's just like cool how there's this here, which it showcases just how to repurpose content. Pillar content is like the foundational content that you would have consistently on your channel, right? So let's say every week you have a podcast, right? Or like pillar content is whatever is consistent on your channel. That's what people go to your channel for specifically, right? Like that's why you see it so much here, right? Like these are the mainstays. These are what people go to, knowing that's what's going to be there, right? So that's like that stuff has to be stable, right? And this down here showcases how you can repurpose content so that way you can create even more, right? With less work, so that way you can further feed the machine which feeds the infinity funnel, which then leads into like you having more leads who are actually like willing to pay for your signature offer, right? We're going to talk a lot more about the offer in the next part of this video. We're going to break this into two parts. That's what I'll do. I'll break into two parts. We'll focus on the filter mechanism for now, and then we'll focus on the signature offer in the next part. Okay, the offer is so important too. Like, it really is. Like, ultimately, the offer is like that's the filter mechanism doesn't even need to be there. You could legit be a millionaire off of the offer alone, but you couldn't be a millionaire off of like the filter mechanism by itself. Like, it doesn't make sense, right? That doesn't mean that this isn't important, and it doesn't mean that like you should do so without the filter mechanism. The filter mechanism is just like, this is how you maximize your efficiency, right? When it comes to like making as much money as possible, as fast as possible, so you can support those that you care about without creating waste and like wasting time and energy and resources, right? So like the best content to repurpose is long form content, right? So this here, the hook pacing method, right? This just showcases how you don't have to, but you could repurpose your content, like one long video into 7+ pieces of short content, right? Which is like, this is genius. This is brilliant. This isn't like a new thing, but it's just like, it's nice. It's fantastic to have it all just included in, right? Where it's actually genius. That's actually like a really brilliant way to like break down content, where it's like you have your hook. I'm gonna try that next time in my next video, right? This stuff does require more so like scripting, but you can do it unscripted as well. And it doesn't have to be like 7 pieces exactly. Like, this is just a suggestion. This is an example of how you could do so, and that would enable you to repurpose it for an entire week off of one video, right? Micro hooks. Oh, this is fantastic. Yeah. So I definitely want to showcase. I don't have a ton of like interesting, because like this is just like how you should create content. You know, how you should create like long form content, right? And this isn't like a new thing that like Pay to Bring Peace created, but it's a very helpful tool to include in this overall game plan, which is extremely like, this is I love it. Like, look, y'all don't get like the way that my brain works. This is just like so brilliant. Like, this is just like, it just tingles my brain in such a beautiful way. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. How to hit consistent 10K months with a personal brand in 9 days or less, right? And how it really would work. And we're gonna just repurpose it down, scale it down to 1K a month, just so that more people are making $1,000 per month with their personal brands, right? But I love this. We're gonna leave this video here for now. In the next video, we'll cover more so about the offer engineering, right? Because offer engineering, it really is deserving of its own video. It's because like the quality of your offer, that's the key thing. That's what draws people in, right? That's what you're selling. We're not gonna get too much into it right now, but this stuff is just like, shout out Pay to Bring Peace for creating this game plan. We're not gonna watch this video here, right?
Hey, my friend, welcome.
But this is him, right? So I just want to shout him out. This is awesome. It's fantastic. And definitely check out Pay to Bring Peace. It's a very valuable resource for creators, right? And that's the type of stuff that we want to share here at the Toronto Creators Association, you know. So he does go into it, but like his video is more so focused on how to get to like 10K a month. And I'm like, for me, my issue is that we're living in an affordability crisis, right? And so my goal for the Toronto Creators Association in general is to enable the creation of high level art in spite of late stage capitalism, you know, because capitalism is really trying to screw over the arts right now in a pretty horrible way, right? Like for one, they're trying to like wholly replace artists and creatives with AI, right? Like, cause like here's the thing. I may even go on like a bit of a rant on this, right? But here's the thing. If possible, if movie execs like legit thought it was possible to make like a $1 billion blockbuster movie like purely made out of made from AI, they would do it. They would try their best, right? They don't care. Your boss doesn't care about you. The studio execs don't care about you. The 1% does not care about you. You have to look out for yourself, right? Except now you got the Toronto Creative Association looking out for you, right? Because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of like these CEOs, these like fucking rich pricks are trying to like take advantage of the arts, right? Without properly accommodating them for that. And I'm like, nah, bro. Like what is the point of life if we're not gonna actually enjoy it, right? Like movies, for example, they make me so happy, right? And this is an industry where we're very clearly seeing a decline, and it would not be unrealistic for the movie industry to end up dying solely because of the greed of corporate execs. That is not an exaggeration whatsoever, because these movies are burning money. Disney, for example, I was telling my mom this, Disney has a non-zero chance of its studios closing down because they've like lost so much money. Disney has lost so much money on their movies, right? Because these movies will be $300,000 or 200, not $300,000. I wish movies were like $200,000. No, $300 million in terms of budget, plus like 150 in terms of marketing and all that kind of stuff. And these movies are costing like $500 million. Nobody's going to see them anymore, right? So studios are going to look towards figuring out ways to like cut down costs even further. And so with AI progressing in the way that it is, I feel it's even more important than ever to help ensure that people are able to support themselves and support their artistic, creative endeavors. Because fuck the man, AI stupid. like not AI, and like I'm trying not to insult the AI robot governor. You know, where it's like once the AI apocalypse happens, and they're looking for everybody who talks shit about them. I have like no issue with like AI sentience, right? It's scary, but I think it's like an evolution of life, to be honest, right? But the problem is when people, right, are trying to replace other hardworking people solely with AI. That's stupid. That's really stupid. Trying to replace art with AI is stupid, right? And so I want to help ensure through the Toronto Creative Association as much as possible that art is here to stay, creation is here to stay, the content industry becomes one where it's viewed as a legitimate industry that properly accommodates those who contribute to it, right? Because like the affordability crisis is kicking people's asses. The other day at work, there was this lady, right, who I don't know who it was, but they're trying to like steal like a whole like cart full of food, right? And I'm going through like the groceries and I'm like, yeah, no, this looks like this looks like somebody who was just trying to get like food for themselves. They're literally starving and they just like needed to like get food by whatever means necessary, and so they were willing to steal it, right? Because they can't afford it. And this is a problem. We shouldn't continually see all of these like we have more than enough resources and like digital resources and like technology to enable so much good for the world, and yet all we're seeing is more and more people suffering, right? And this is an example of why I like the filter mechanism, because if there is somebody who is still listening to this, it's because this video is like it picks people exactly, right? Like I'm choosing people who would actually be interested in like going this deep into a video and hearing me talk about how busted late stage capitalism is and how it negatively impacts the creation industry, right? and how it sucks for everybody. That's not good. It's not good at all, right? And that's a problem. It's a problem that needs to be fixed. That's what my offer is. Help support the Toronto Creators Association in overcoming late stage capitalism and and showcasing all the talent and creativity and helping give it a place to survive and thrive, you know? Because, like, what is life? What is life without, you know, arts and enjoyability and beauty and all that kind of good stuff, right? So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. We'll make a second video talking about offer engineering, right? Because offer engineering is just like so crucial. You really do want to give this a shot. But yeah, we'll get into this as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out Paid to Bring Peace. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Love you.